Hello, in the video. Today we're going to take a look at the new Community Day Pokemon here, which is going to be the Chandelure with the new move Poltergeist. A lot of people, also me included, said before that this move is pretty useless, but it actually has some kind of niche potential. They actually also made it a little bit better than I said in the last video. They gave it now 75 energy for the move cost instead of the 80, which I had prior. Which still, sadly, is at least 5 energy too much in my opinion. If you would give it 70 energy, it would be 6 Incinerates to get to 1 Flame Charge and 1 Poltergeist, but yeah, we can still take a look at this move, and you will really want to watch the animation of this move. This move has an insanely cool animation, and I cannot wait to show you. How did it go with this team here? We have the Azumarill in the lead, of course, a pretty decent bulky Pokemon. I actually don't like Azumarill. I don't know why I thought of maybe bringing it for regionals. I actually just don't like it. We have the Say-Stop of the Sableye, and then we have our Chandelure in the back. And I actually went 7-3 with this team, and this is kinda crazy because of course we have like 2 very meta Pokemon, but also like Chandelure in the back, which is nothing that you really face a lot of times. And Chandelure won me a lot of very close games, and I had a great amount of fun with this. Let's see here, my opponent gonna go into the Venusaur again, and we have our Poltergeist ready. First time using it against this Galarian Stunfisk, and we will see the insanely cool animation here that's going to KO the opponent. We will see the animation a few more times as well in this video. I also misplayed some of the games that I played today, so like not all of the games were perfectly played for me. Of course, new team, something that I don't really always use here, and also a new Pokemon in the back, where I sometimes could have played a little bit better. We see the next opponent here having a Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. The main idea, by the way, for this team is of course the Azu Double Ghost team, which is pretty common in the Great League. But then again, I wanted to have 2 pretty decent bulky-ish Pokemon, and especially the Sableye. Sableye is always basically able to get some shield pressure on the opponent. You kind of want to keep your own shields while getting rid of the opponent's shields for your Chandelure. If you have the 1-0 shield scenario for the Chandelure, basically everything dies to this Pokemon, because the Poltergeist is just so strong that even I think a Swampert wouldn't really want to stand a chance against this thing. But here both Pokemon have still 2 shields left, but my opponent decides to surrender here, I think. And this was also a hard team read. They have a Stunfisk in the lead, they have a Say-Stop of Sableye. Usually they have a Grass type in the back, and I was basically predicting this at this point of time. That's why I didn't shield my own Sableye, because I knew the switch advantage at this point of time wasn't really important. There is a big hole in the meta right now for fire types. It's basically always the case, but it's a little bit tricky to use fire types. So Chandelure kind of fits pretty perfectly in this. One issue with this team is of course also Lickitung. I think I faced Lickitung at least 6 or 7 times during the games that I played, mainly in the lead. I have no idea where they're all coming from right now, but Lickitung is literally everywhere. Maybe I make a team to just completely hardwall this Pokemon. But yeah, Lickitung was literally everywhere where I tried to play. We're still actually in pretty decent-ish elo range. I'm still not hitting Legend because I'm usually playing some meme fun stuff, but there are some really good teams coming up on my channel. Subscribe if you haven't, of course. Don't really advertise it too often here, but would appreciate, of course, if you can leave a like on this video. That would be amazing for me. I always kind of skip my community day so I can make those videos for you here right now. So I would really appreciate it. We sadly have a horrible matchup here right now. We have the Talonflame against us. Sadly, we don't get the extra fast move through. They actually go for the Brave Bird, and we can hopefully KO this opponent's Sableye. They're going to no shield here. I can farm them down. At this point, I already lost, but if we lose, we can lose in style, and we can go for another Poltergeist here. Let's see the animation again. It just looks so fabulous. Like, honestly, especially like the end thing there where it just like goes into them and makes like a huge explosion. It just is the best move that we ever seen in terms of the animation. There's nothing coming even close to it, in my opinion at least. Honestly, it's so cool. We see a Frostless here in the lead, and I should have played this a little bit differently. Frostless is a very good for my Pokemon both in the back, also pretty decent for my lead, but I kind of misplay in general. This was, by the way, I think the first game that I played with this team here. It's always a little bit randomized, so like don't worry if there's like different kind of elos or whatever in the beginning. They're always randomized in my editing software, which just happens to know how. But we will see that we can go for one Ice Beam here, get the shield, but they actually going to go for one move here. I want to keep my final shield, of course, for my Chandelure. We see the Sludge Wave coming in. I will be able to farm them down here. They can still go for one move, which I have to let go. But I might be able to get the final shield by my opponent here, hopefully, with my Sableye. This was my main idea, but we see actually a Diggersby coming in. Diggersby will be horrible for my entire team here, as you can see. Of course, my Azumarill would have been decent against it, but my Sableye doesn't really have the greatest matchup here, especially as the fast move is resisted, and they have Earthquake. I'm going to catch on my Chandelure. My Chandelure going to catch the Fire Punch. Very good one there from me that I caught the correct move. I'm going to shield this move up here because I need some fast move damage. And we see them going into the Frostless, which allows me now to go for one Flame Charge, which will get the final shield by the opponent because they're actually going to shield it up. I can still get some damage in with my Incinerates there, and I hopefully can still farm them down here. That's going to be super close. They go actually for the Shadow Ball. One Avalanche would have been enough because we're super squishy. We can go for one foul play here. We will actually get them to 1 HP, and one more fast move is enough to KO the opponent here. Very good game there, super close one. This game really kinda bothered me. We have a horrible matchup against Empoleon anyway. Like, Empoleon basically beats the entire team here. Empoleon is something that you don't really use or like see in this meta anymore. And we see the Ninetales coming in. So far, so good. All totally fine for me. We see the return getting the shield, which is actually what I really like to have. This happened like, I think 3 times in total already, that we got the matchup here against the Ninetales. We can shield once, farm it all the way down, have a ton of energy, actually 100% energy there. But because I expect them to have a Mandibuzz in the back, because that's usually how they run the team, we have the Altaria in the back, and I'm gonna go just blind for my move, and I go for the wrong move here as well because I'm just not used to my Azumarill, to be honest. I just don't really use this Pokemon. And yeah, if we went for Poltergeist, we would have done a ton of damage. I don't know if it really mattered anyway. I don't really think it mattered, but it's still kind of awkward. And I still kind of misplay it here at the end. I would be able to most likely KO them with one more Ice Beam or something against them. They go for one Drill Peck here. Maybe I actually should have went for the Play Rough here instead of the Ice Beam because it actually doesn't KO. But I think if we would have swapped out here, would have been fine and would have still be able to get to a move against the opponent's Altaria. Sadly, I'm not able to, and I'm also not able to get to one Poltergeist as they get 2 or more charge move prior. They would have been able to farm me down anyway. But I think there were some things that I could have done differently and won the game here as well. That was kind of on me. We see a Lickitung here in the lead again. What a surprise. Seen this a ton of times already. We usually just go for one Play Rough and then try to swap out. If you have a Lickitung swapping into you and you know that they have a ton of energy, as we see another Charmer, you can also go into your Chandelure as you're going to be able to resist both of the charge moves of the Lickitung. Of course, you're going to get licked down in like 5 seconds, but still, it's nice to get rid of some energy for them for basically nothing, as we can still farm down this Ninetales here again. I like those alone Ninetales here, they helped me a ton of times out already, as we're going to be able to go for one more Flame Charge, and we will be able to get this thing super low already. We can let this move go through. If this is a Body Slam, we survive it still. As I said before, all the moves are resisted. Body Slam even double resisted. We can go for one more Flame Charge. Those will knock out the opponent, but we sadly see Nidoqueen in the back. There was basically nothing we can do here. It's basically a hard wall for my entire team. So this wasn't just basically lost on team comp here in my opinion, but this is fine. Happens, of course. Every time when you play Go Battle League, there will be some teams that completely hardwall your teams. That's just those few losses that you're always going to get because of the team comp. This just happens. We see the next opponent. Medicham in the lead, and we will see a Lickitung as a safe swap. Again, a Lickitung. What a surprise. But at this point of time, I'm thinking, I know this team. This is most likely my team that I used 3 times to Legend prior already. I wouldn't really say it's my team. I was the first one who used it and made it a little bit popular, but it's of course something that is just something that you can just think of yourself as well. It's nothing too crazy. But yeah, we're going to most likely see a Bastion in the back. And Bastion for this team is pretty awkward. We see our Azumarill in the lead, having no access to Hydro Pump, only really relying on the damage of Bubble. It's a little bit tricky, to be honest. And they're going to be able to now farm me all the way down there with the Lickitung and the Chandelure and have some energy. I kind of have to shield the Power Whip here. I expect that they might have the Bastion in the back, but they're going actually into the Medicham now, which I also kind of misplay-ish. but actually I was like, this is a little bit too fast for the Ice Punch. And it was only the Power Punch, which is really nice for me and comes in clutch later on. We can farm up a little bit more extra energy here because we have to get some damage on this Bastion just from our Sableye. Because Sableye will be able to hit hard with the charge moves, even though it's still not really hitting that hard because it's a Bastion. But it's the thing that does the most damage against them. So we kind of have to abuse the Sableye. We know that the Lickitung still has a ton of energy. And I just have to hope that I can get to my second player off in time before they go into their Lickitung. I'm going to go up to 99 energy for this, and I will be able to go for my player off now. And they are swapping out immediately, and they are going to knock me out here, and there's nothing I can do here sadly anymore. They will be able to go for one Power Whip here. I can try to farm them down with my Sableye. Actually going to be able to do this, and I'm actually still going to be able to hit one Foul Play. And this is how you can flip this match up there. I knew what the opponent had in the back. I tried to play perfectly around it, and I was able to do this with 1 HP on my Sableye, with one Smackdown just coming into its face, but was able to successfully win this game. As we see another Lickitung in the lead. Hooray! I don't know where they're coming from, to be honest. Like, I have no clue whatsoever. I kind of want to make a video about Shadow Machamp. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested in this one. I think Shadow Machamp has a lot of potential currently in the meta because it's just the hardest hitting fighting type Pokemon available. But yeah, right now we see the Lickitung doing some nice damage here. We caught the move. I was hoping it was a Body Slam or sadly just a Power Whip. And we see a Nidoqueen coming in here. Nidoqueen going to be pretty okay for me right now. They go straight for the Poison Fang, which allows me to go for 2 Foul Plays. 2 Foul Plays. Foul Plays should be enough to get 2 shields from them or switch advantage with 1 shield advantage. Let's see if they want to shield both of them. They do want to shield both of them, and we still have our Chandelure in the back. We can go for 1 Incinerate. We tried to swap out there, didn't work out. They go for 1 Poison Fang. We basically shield the wrong move again. We go into our Zimmerl now. We can catch the move, which is going to be the Poison Fang again, but they have a ton of energy still left. And I kind of think maybe they actually still get to even Earth Power here. So I'm going to shield this move up as well, even though it could be the resisted move, but it's actually the Earth Power. We can farm them all the way down. We have one big move stored there. They're going to go back into the Lickitung. I will be able to go for 1 Flame Charge. I will knock them out. We have attack boosted, and we see the Trevenant coming in. 1 more Flame Charge, and this thing going to be completely incinerated there. Goodbye, Trevenant. Bye-bye there. We see the next opponent is going to be the Obstagoon. By the way, if you're still watching here, stay tuned to the final battle. The final battle was the best battle of this video. Can't wait to show you that one. We see that the Ice Beam going to do some nice damage here against this Nidoqueen. Would have done some nice damage at least if they didn't shield there. But we can now go into our Sableye. We knew that they would bait me first. And I'm thinking here, if they shield this one here, they most likely bait me another time, because for them they need to get my shields now. And I'm just going to go completely ballsy, go for no shields whatsoever. I'm going to shield this one though, because I kind of want to win back switch advantage. And I will be able to exactly do this. I'm going to let them farm a little bit more, so I'm going to have lower health as like before, because now they can only go for 3 counters with their Obstagoon. I will be able to go into my Zimmerl, and I still have to be scared about the Hyper Beam or also the Gang Shot, but my opponent makes a great catch here into the Skarmory, which is fine for our Chandelure, as we can go for 1 Flame Charge before they can even get to another move. We will be able to knock them out here, and they still have to throw some energy now with their Obstagoon against me, but I'm kind of scared that the health of the Obstagoon is still enough to survive one Play Rough, so it's going to be still interesting here. We're going to see that we can still try to go for 1 Play Rough. I'm going to no shield the first one. If they go for 1 move, I think they're going to bait first, and I go for the bait. If they even had the Hyper Beam or Play Rough, they get the attack boost. We go for the Play Rough, it doesn't KO, but 1 more bubble will be enough. And now we go into the final game. And this is my favorite game. We will see Deoxys Defense in the lead. I'm just gonna swap out immediately. We have 2 Ghost Steps in the back. Like, no matter what's going to happen, it's going to be okay for me. Horrible side swap here against me, going to be, of course, the Ninetales, but we can take advantage of this. And you'll know I like taking advantage of Charm users, as we can just go ahead and farm them all the way down with our Chandelure. Incinerate's coming through, we can shield up the Weather Ball, they don't get to another move anyway, and we will be able to just farm them all the way down. Go now for 1 move, and it's going to be the Poltergeist against this incoming Shadow Warrain. How much is it going to do? It's completely destroying it from full health, and Chandelure is going to town. I thought of going straight for Poltergeist here. They go for one move before, and just to play it safe to win the game, we're going to go for 2 flame charges here, and we will just completely sweep endgame with our Chandelure in this game. And this is going to be it for this video. Please leave a like if you haven't already. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I might take a look at this Pokemon in Master League later today.